What exactly is it about The Expanse that makes everyone love it? With a 90% Rotten Tomatoes score, critics love it. And with a 96% audience score, fans love it even more. But why? The answer is as complicated as the human experience itself. The Expanse is set 200 years into the future, where humanity has colonized space. And if that's all there was to know about the show, it would likely be enough to get our motors of curiosity moving. Imagine the years following Christopher Columbus's return from the New World and the curiosity and imagination of people living in that time. What is this new world? What would it be like to explore it? And more importantly, what will the future be like there? Today, with talks of going back to the moon and settling on Mars, the reality of the Expanse could very well be our future. And who doesn't want a glimpse into the future? But exploration, wonder, and a thirst for knowledge and understanding are not the only reasons people love the Expanse. As we said, it's complicated, so let's get back to why in a moment. First, where did it come from? And if it is so beloved, why did sci-fi cancel it? And why will its new home on Amazon possibly take it to new heights? Before becoming a visually stunning TV show, The Expanse was a novel series written by James S.A. Corey, which is a joint pen name for Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank, who not only wrote the books, but serve as writers and producers on the show as well. The first novel, Leviathan Wakes, was nominated for a Hugo Award in 2012, and The Expanse was nominated for Best Series in 2017. The basic premise of the story is set in a future in which humanity has colonized much of the solar system. The Expanse has been described as Game of Thrones in space. Earth, governed by the United Nations, the Martian Congressional Republic, and the peoples of the asteroid belt, known as Belters, are the main factions. For decades, tensions have been rising. Earth, Mars, and the Belt are now on the brink of war. With exploration, the future, high-stakes drama, and a civilization on the brink of civil war, there are a lot of reasons for viewers to want to explore this world. So why would sci-fi cancel it after only 3 seasons when everyone loved it? To answer that, we need to go back to the beginning. The Expanse started as an idea that reinvented itself multiple times. The original idea for the story started as a potential massive multiplayer online game. Frank came up with the idea of a sci-fi game when World of Warcraft was hot and new. He didn't want to compete with Warcraft, but he thought space would give gamers an alternative to the fantasy genre. In 2004, after several months of trying to figure out how to make a game work, it never took off the ground. For a massive game like this, the price was just too high, so they ended up turning it into a pen and paper role-playing game, similar to Dungeons & Dragons. The development of that went on for several years, and after realizing how much content they had produced, the duo decided to turn it into a novel. Now, 8 books later, with no end in sight, The Expanse has a rich story and amazing level of world building that the TV show can explore for years to come. On April 11, 2014, Sci-Fi announced their commitment to a television adaptation of the Expanse book series. They ordered the production of 10 one-hour episodes, and The Expanse became their most ambitious project to date. But Sci-Fi was stuck with a deal that required the show to perform well on live TV and same-day ratings in a world where streaming shows were becoming the norm. With not enough people watching, Sci-Fi chose not to renew The Expanse after a 3rd season, despite critical acclaim for the show. Would that be the end of The Expanse? Alcon Entertainment, who produced the show, and actors from the series wanted their story to continue. Fans also were not happy about the cancellation. More than 100,000 signatures were gathered for an online petition in a mere week, and called out for Amazon or Netflix to pick up the series. The hashtag #SaveTheExpanse blew up on social media, and a crowdfunding campaign paid for an airplane to fly the hashtag on a banner around Amazon Studios. Fans also included celebrities like Will Wheaton, George R.R. Martin, Patton Oswalt, and Andreas Mogensen, who all supported the campaign. Then, on May 26th, at the International Space Development Conference, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos announced that Amazon picked up the series. It turns out Bezos was a fan of the show, and ultimately the Rocinante was saved. And now, with a season 4 coming out in November, the show has a bigger following than ever before. And like we said, The reasons why people love it so much are complicated, but let's take a closer look. It wasn't long ago that the whole world seemed hooked on Game of Thrones. The characters had an uncertain future ahead of them, with death waiting at every corner. Intrigue was so nicely crafted, and it took several seasons to unravel the mysteries. The costumes, music, set designs intertwine with the story to immerse the fandom. And now The Expanse is doing something similar, and audiences are responding. And on top of being an immersive experience, the character development is as varied as the story itself. From a detective who just wants to get by with as little resistance as possible, to a young man who has a heart too compassionate for his own good, and a woman who uses her talents as an engineer to keep her crew alive. And those are just the tip of the iceberg. The whole cast is excellent, and good writing on top of great performances make the characters three-dimensional and believable. Which character is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. But it's not only the characters that have people in love with The Expanse. There is an unexplainable pull by the show. It makes you keep coming back. What started out as a slow burn, laying a foundation and introducing us to their world, has steadily grown, creating layer after layer of deep meaning. And as fans, we now get to enjoy trying to peel back the onion they've created. Fans also love the way the seasons are crafted. They are mostly self-contained within their own story. A season can be enjoyed without keeping the whole series in mind all the time. But there is an overarching plot that threads through the maze of episodes and creates a path that connects them all together. And let's face it, there's just something cool about space as a setting for a story. Also, the show gets so much science right, and it portrays a realistic look into our possible future. The special effects are intense and beautiful. We see the effects of gravity on the crew when they perform wild maneuvers. Also, travel from point A to B isn't instantaneous. There is a feeling that the trip is earned, unlike other science fiction shows with faster-than-light travel. So even though the show is only in our solar system, it still feels big in scope. Another thing people may love without realizing why is that the factions strike an eerie resemblance to what we are going through politically today. Unlike the utopian societies of most science fiction franchises, in The Expanse, people are trying to outmaneuver each other, and honesty is a suggestion rather than the rule. This keeps the show grounded in reality. I'm sure we'd all love to feel that humanity has left behind aggression and war in 200 years, but today that still feels like a big question mark. And finally, people love The Expanse for the breathtaking visuals and music that connects us emotionally with what's happening on screen. Fans feel immersed into the experience, and there is a perfect mix between hope and mystery. The balance between emotions elevates scenes and visual effects that are done with great care and detail. Rarely in a show do all parts fall together, but The Expanse manages to satisfy on all levels, and when that happens, a show is usually beloved by critics and fans alike. If you enjoy The Expanse and want more videos like this, consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications on our next exciting video. And of course, if you like this video, smash that like button like a belter showing Earth and Mars how they really feel. If you aren't already a fan of The Expanse, did this video convince you to give it a try? If so, let us know in the comments below. Also, let us know what other topics you'd like us to cover. Lastly, consider supporting our channel at patreon.com/Popcast guys, so we can continue making more videos like this one. And until next time, may all your Expanse questions become future Popcast videos.